So what are some of you guys' favorite songs off the most recent project? What's the most recent? Trinity Too, right?
Trinity Too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What are some of y'all personal favorites off of that?
I don't know, man. It's like so many. Honestly, the skits, which is like not
Jimmy Live
songs, but it's like
funny.
Yeah,
it's
Props to you, right?
yeah. It's like when he sent me that, I didn't know it was like even going on the album at first. Like sometimes I'll just scroll through my email and see like new beats and something like, what is this? Like, we didn't even talk about a song, but it's like just beat after beat after beat, and you like all these.
You
ideas.
gotta love that though.
Yeah. It makes it so easy. It's like
That's
autopilot.
awesome.
And like I seen it, I think the first skit, the Jimmy Live Part 1, I was like, yo, this sounds like so crazy. Like,
It remind me of that Wiz. Wiz used to have the skits. WEED. That's what remind me of them joints.
Oh, I remember that.
Remember the Wiz joints?
I thought of Cedric the Entertainer on J. Cole's Bobbler Boat.
Okay,
He
yeah.
said just like
I
that.
didn't know that was him. Yeah.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, that's just immediately what I thought of. But yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that because I'm not usually a fan of skits, interludes on a lot of projects, but those were done so well. And it fits so perfect in the album. But yeah.
But when I heard that skit, I was just like, yeah, this album's going to be fire. Because we didn't even sequence the album yet. Before, like, we didn't do that until like recently.
Yeah.
And that's what really made me appreciate the album. Like hearing the song, like the album from start to finish. Yeah, I'm just like, we got something special. Like, because I thought Trinity, like the first one, I was like, all right, this is like our best work. Then we made this. I'm like this is crazy. And just like the sequence. But I would say if I had to pick a song, it would be the song they made for their uncle. Oh, what's the name of that joint?
Everything I Ever Wanted.
Everything I Ever
That's a
Wanted.
good song. I like
I would say that's like my favorite song.
That's a dope track. I like that a lot. First things first.
Yeah.
I like that.
Exactly.
Man. I was like that.
I'm convinced.
I think that might have been the only record that it was like an outside producer. Ty, that guy. Shout out to Ty.
Okay.
He produced that, John. He sent it to me or us. That was like end of 2020.
Yeah.
So, and I was, I'll be talking to them about this all the time. It's like, if you showed me this track list 10 years ago, like if, we went 10 years into the past, somebody showed me this track list from the day and they asked me which song do I think would be my favorite, I would obviously say the Busy Bone feature. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a no-brainer. But because of the sentiment of Everything I Ever Wanted and it being so special, it's like that one, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about that is, so our uncle had passed away in December of 2020. And on the day of his funeral, that night was when we hopped on that three-way call with Cam, Junkie, and Busy.
Oh,
so it was kind of like a wild full circle moment of realizing I was like, for my entire life, I've always been able to pick up the phone and call my uncle, but I've never been able to get in touch with Busy. Yeah. But for the first time in my life, I couldn't reach my uncle anymore, but we were talking to Busy on the regular. Yeah. And it was just a wild dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy,
yeah. So...
That's nuts, man. But it's like a different conversation when they say like energy never dies and stuff like that. And it just might have just tied you to, moving you forward in life and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it's crazy, bro.
I absolutely believe that for sure. But thank you. Everything I Ever Wanted. Obviously the Jimmy Live skits. I love the creativity behind that. And the Mirrors record that you got with MC Rest.
Yeah.
I really like that a lot. For sure. That's hard. Heck yeah.
You mentioned MC Rest. I'm pretty sure I said this last time on the first album, but the features that y'all have on there are all really, really, really good. Nice. Like I've always, obviously, like I've always told y'all, like I think y'all's music is crazy, and it just blew me away to hear local talent be that good. Because you hear a lot of local rappers, and it's like you can spot somebody. It's like they're kind of decent or whatever, but not like. I think of this music as the other music that I listen to. Nice. But how did you end up finding other local rappers that had the ability to jump on a beat like this? I loved his verse. I thought T. Hall killed it on Vipers. And that Key Harris.
Who's Key Harris? Are they another member of the group? Because they're all over. It's gotta be.
He was with us on the LA trip, and there was actually a discussion about him becoming the fourth member at one time. We just, I don't know. We just decided ultimately that it wasn't completely necessary. But him and my brother are serial collaborators, and it's like you said, he's cooking up all the time, and there'll be times where like either we can't get to it or we procrastinate or whatever the case may be. He know Jordan is another workaholic like him. Yeah. He'll hit him and be like, "Yo, I'm working on this." So that's how they have so much stuff stockpiled.
Right.
You feel me?
He's like a Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, y'all got a producer and a singer on call. A lot of people don't got that. A lot of people don't got that.
For real. Yeah. So yeah, for sure. And then T Hall, he worked very closely with us as well. He was like an original member back in the day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And, see, I was like Wu-Tang.
You know what I'm saying?
Mad affiliates.
Right, for sure.
MC Rest, man, we met him through our cousin actually. Yeah. I think they were like neighbors.
Yeah.
And he had seen some of our music. He was just like, "Yo, tie me in with your cousins," and literally that's how that happened. I actually talked to him on the phone today.
Word. That's
yeah, chopping it up. So
the funniest part to me is I see all these people on Facebook. Cause y'all be posting the hilarious stuff, and I stay in y'all's comments. Yeah. It's funny seeing these people. I'm like, yo, MC Rest. I know the dude from rapping. Never met him in my life, and we were talking nonsense on Facebook sometimes. I'm like, yo, just connecting dots is crazy.
Yeah, for sure. That's dope, man. That's dope.
Oh, word.
Yeah. Do you want to get into some of your favorite tracks on there?
Yeah, I think my favorite is probably Black Roses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's because I remember when we first, it was done. That's when I kept playing at work, and I think that was one for me that I was like,
it don't sound like a movie.
Yeah. Like I appreciate that. Yeah. And it's like I was like really because it was funny because the funny story about that beat is it was a dude from like Morocco, I think. It's like a group on Facebook that like basically everybody just powwows about the software that I use, like a mixed craft community group. And I sometimes go in there, I'm like, "Yo, who need beats?" I was just trying to get some bread and whatever. I was like, "Yo, who need beats?" Just trying to get an extra few dollars or whatever. And this one dude's like, he was from like Africa. He was like, "Yo, do you got any trap beats?" And I was like, "No, but I can try to make you something." So he called me like, "Yo, I need a beat, a trap beat." And I was just like, "Okay, like what you gonna do?" And he was like, "Yo, like," I'm like, "Okay, what kind?" He was like, anything that's like, modern trap. I'm like, "All right, say that." So I just, and that beat for Black Roses, that was one that I came up with, and I sent it to him. And that's why it has those like it sounds kind of like African drums almost like that is what I'm saying because I was trying to cater just do something like a little bit like odd and different. Maybe he would like it, but he never hit me back. But I'm like, yo, I really like this.
Right. No worries.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote a hook to it, and then I sent it to Key Harris. I'm like, yo, sing this joint. And he put it on there. I'm like, I bet. Got a verse, sent it to him, boom. And I'm like, that's one of my favorite joints. Yeah. And I just kept playing that work over and over again. Like, yo, this is the one for me. So yeah, I think that was probably my favorite. But beyond the one we done for Uncle. So